No sound? No sound? How about sound now? Do I have sound now? Sound now. Now with sound! Hooray! Not sure what happened there. Anyways, so as I was saying into a muted microphone, uh, we're finishing up the truck today. I finished up early last time in order to give it more time to cure, but instead of curing, it immediately fell apart when I picked it up, which felt about right. And then from there, I'm just going to try and fit it the rest of the way together. So let us know what you're working on in the chat. Or don't. It's your life. You do you. This has been the single most difficult model I've ever built by a pretty substantial margin. It's real pain in the nads. And from talking to some people on the chat, apparently it's a bit of an older kit too, which hasn't helped. But it's still just like such a change in what I was expecting it to be. It's kind of throwing me off. Hopefully we get it wrapped up here tonight. If we don't, I'm just gonna kind of do this loosely put together model, and then I'm gonna get started on Space Marines next week. Yeah. This upcoming Sunday is actually my birthday, so I might buy myself something to build for next week as well. I don't know yet, though. I was gonna start working on the Bastion Strike Force, which is mostly just heavy intercessors, which might be good now. The jury's still out. And once those are done, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really need a. I can't show because my wife would absolutely kill me if she knew someone else saw the inside of this room. But I need to take a day and clean up my hobbying space at some point. I also really need to be brave and be courageous and prime things instead of painting them on the stream. But I'm just really afraid of priming stuff. I don't know why. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen? That's what's always said right before total disaster, though. So maybe that's the worst thing that could happen. I saw Barbie this weekend. That movie was pretty rad. I highly encourage you to see Barbie. I know, without me saying this, you probably haven't heard of this plucky little film from a small studio called Warner Brothers, but give it a shot. Pretty good, pretty funny. It's like the first studio comedy that I've seen in probably a decade or so. I don't know if it's not inappropriate. There are a couple of jokes in there that are kind of inappropriate for kids, but it's not a kids movie. It's not like Elemental or I'm sure another kids movie. I don't have kids, so I actually don't know what kids movies have come out recently. But I know Elemental came out, but it's pretty fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah. And then I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet, but I do plan on seeing that at some point. That's just like one of those movies where it's just like I don't have 3 hours to just watch a film. Also, so one thing I found out about the theater near here, we had 32 minutes between the listed start of the movie and when it actually like began. 32 minutes, which is absolutely insane. There were so many trailers. All of it for like a lot of garbage too. Like there's another freaking Trolls movie coming out. What is the overlap between people who want to watch the Barbie movie and Trolls? Keep in mind the Trolls, I guess, pretty high, but like the Trolls movie, the trailer was bumpered up against a hard R horror film. Do your kids like the Trolls movies? I'm really sorry if they do. That's gotta be rough. Like, as far as I can tell with the Trolls movies, they're everything that I really dislike about kids' films, where it's just like really bright and loud, and that's it. That's what they're bringing to the table is bright loudness. Right. And now we're going to kind of get this sort of front panel-y looking thing going. Apparently, there was also a Haunted Mansion movie that came out this week or last week or something, and I actually kind of dig. I like that ride at Disney World. That's kind of like one of my preferred flavors of horror, where it's just like, yeah, it's horror, but also it's kind of goofy, you know, sort of like Resident Evil sort of stuff. I think falls into that too, where it's just like where you half expect someone to just look at the camera and be like, "Can you believe this?" You know. So it's like the kind of that fine line between campy and not campy. Or sorry, I guess campy and crappy. Like Sharknado, I guess, is technically a horror movie. I guess I don't know what else to call it, but it's not campy. It just sucks, right? How is this thing supposed to go together? Good lord! It goes in there like that. This sets on nothing. Okay, there's a distinct chance this just doesn't have a window because this is just confusing. I guess I could also make this vehicle British and have the steering wheel on the wrong side. I feel like they're just. I don't know. Are they made by DreamWorks? Is the Trolls movies a DreamWorks thing? It feels like it's a DreamWorks thing, but I could also see it being like Illumination or something. There was actually a trailer for a Disney movie coming out called Wish, and they're kind of getting away from that sort of Disney in-house style, and it's still got like the really weirdly round faces and stuff, but like they have like painted backgrounds. It looks really nice. I have no idea if the movie's going to be good, but like visually, it's actually kind of like a cool thing going on here. It's not quite to the level of like Into the Spider Verse has or anything, but it's still pretty neat. Come on, blue, darn it. Yeah, it feels very DreamWorksy. I don't know. DreamWorks kind of gave us the big everyone dances at the end ending, which I've always been very weirded out by. Although DreamWorks did give us John Lithgow playing the short guy, which was pretty fun. You like John Lithgow? Megan and I, well, my wife, I probably shouldn't be saying her name. No one watches this, so I don't know why I'm worried about doxing folks. Um, we finished watching Secret Invasion, and like it's got really bad reviews, and it is not good. But it's not nearly as like not not the worst thing I've even seen in like the Marvel verse or whatever you want to call it. Like just another Marvel thing. I enjoy them though. Guess my standards aren't high. I'm not expecting like cinema or anything. So once that's done curing, we'll be kind of putting in the front dash, I guess. And now I got to get this little step stool foot plate thing going on. Okay. I don't know if like maybe the plastic melted and it curved. Like this is just not wanting to be on your. Well, that was devastating. That one cut me deep, guys. That one cut me real deep, real deep. Well, you know, I mean, this cures. I mean, I think in a fine amount of speed. Like I literally let it cure for a week, right? Like that was the part that I was like, okay, I'm just gonna give this all the time in the world because it kept snapping. But apparently that doesn't matter. That piece was just not gonna fit and not work. So I guess you know what I could do in like the ultimate bit of orc engineering is like get some rubber bands or something, like kind of like strap it around. There's like kind of like have it orc bungee cabled together. See what that does me? Probably not well, but who cares? Let's get this guy built and get one of the pilots. I'm going to call him a pilot as if he isn't just like a weirdo. I imagine he drives how I drive in video games, where it's just like I just put the foot pedal down. I've never built a Land Raider, which shouldn't come as a surprise to the. I think just Don has been in every one of these episodes, but like I have never built a Land Raider, and apparently that's like a coming of age thing. But getting a Land Raider model is next to impossible. I understand. This is just such a pain in the butt. I'm kind of I'm kind of glad that I'm out of orc models. I'll just be doing some normal Space Marine stuff next week. I'm sure I've got like some other orc stuff. Yeah, I love orc models quite a bit, but man, this vehicle is testing my patience. Also, apparently, according to eBay, my favorite model of the entire game right now, the unbeatable Gladiator Lancer, is priced at like $200 a model for some reason. I don't understand how the secondary market happens with that. Like, this isn't like Magic where like things will. It's reasonably certain that things aren't going to change. You know, because like if you drop $200 on a Lancer, like if it gets nerfed, like you're gonna lose a lot of money. Well, I suppose there really isn't like a speculative market for this. I just would wait. Like I think the Lancer looks cool no matter what. I know Don's probably having an aneurysm every time I say Lancer, referring to the Space Marine model and not the what is it, like Imperial Knight thing. It's always weird. The Night Lancer is also $200. Oh, is that because of the new kit? And the new kit is like made out of extruded gold or something? Why is that kit $200? Like, what could it possibly be? Oh, it's Forge World. I thought the Lancer was like the knight equivalent of, what is it, like the War Dog or whatever in um Chaos Knights. The little one, the little one. You know, the one that's little. I'm gonna keep saying little one over and over again until it becomes clear that I know that it is small. Oh, okay. Wow, that was loud. Sorry if that blew your eardrums out. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to take a closer look at that later because I thought they were like a relatively small thing. It makes sense that it's $200. Why were people talking about buying 3 of them? How are you going to afford like it's like 600 points a thing if it's Forge World ish? I do think there's a place for a 3 Squigosaur list. I just don't know. Just like in terms of like you get a ton of wounds and toughness for a relatively low amount for how many wounds and toughness you're getting. I feel like a thing for David is like what's the most points per wound efficient model in the game? I feel like that's sort of his something he would probably already has that mapped out, really. one of the things I really like about this model is the fact that the peg hooks aren't big enough. But Rick, son of a. Well, screw this noise. And just put everything, then try and slap this thing out at the end. Apparently, that is not allowed. Yeah, that's why I feel like David's the one to ask about that. It might be a thing where you have to like kind of like class it out. Like, this is the cheapest one with infant or of like multi-unit models. This is so on and so forth in perpetuity. But I feel like the Squigosaur is probably up there for just like one model things. Also, has it been officially ruled that Eldar are still broken, or are we still waiting on more information? Come on. This is just thrilling casting of me swearing at a stupid plastic model. No wonder I have I got an additional subscriber. So, yeah, I'm blowing up, guys. I got 7 subscribers now. Not a single one of them has sent me a message saying I should kill myself, so clearly I'm beloved. Man, remember when Chevy Chase was funny? That was wild. Chevy Chase was funny. Watch the original Fletch. The original Fletch, it freaking whips. Very funny. And for a 70s comedy, I don't even think it has that much racism. Because usually that's like a whole clan fest when you see one of those. Hey, what's happening? Welcome to the stream. I'm getting I'm putting a gunner in, I guess. God, this, it goes. This model, though, is killing me. I thought I had all the hard stuff done, And apparently I wasn't even at like the beginning of it. I got this insane gun pod thing. I don't know why they put I mean, I know why, but every time I see a gun on an orc, I'm like, man, I wish you weren't Rat 5. Because they have some pretty cool guns, but I guess that's kind of what makes them balanced is the fact that they're not, Rat 3 like Space Marines or I imagine yeah, no, that counts. That counts. Custodes, I imagine, are Rat 2. Yeah, but Tau have to be Rat 4 because they have so many accesses to like increasing rat abilities and mitigating defenses that if they were base Rat 3, they would just, scoop armies. The math on Tau is actually really fascinating if you're boring like I am. And just like how they can shift stuff based on their sheer firepower. It's not as interesting as it used to be when they had I think it was a hammerhead tank. I think it was a hammerhead tank. It had a gun that literally was just like, you don't get a save. You get nothing. I think it was like AP like 6 or something, and you couldn't roll an invul, and like the only thing that got a save against it was demons. because they had that weird demon save rule. Oh, speaking of demon saves, none of my demons passed their save traveling from Wisconsin to Connecticut. They all, with like one or two exceptions, basically turned into dust. It was very bad. You know, one thing that I do kind of miss from War Machine that is not present in 40K is War Room, where I could just turn on an app and pretty easily go through cards. That was nice. I miss that instead of having to deal with the stupid PDFs. The program was still a piece of garbage, but it was like a moderately useful piece of garbage. Was it mostly used when I was going to the bathroom and just wanted to do something? I mean, yeah, but still. What's like that but not garbage? All I got was no. Does Yeah, but like that's just list building. Does it have the actual rules in there? I thought it was just a list builder. Oh, okay. So what I want is something I can just be like just idly flip through things and be like, oh, my brain decided to just connect two random dots together. And be like, here, this is a fun thing to put together. So that's cool. I'll have to take a closer look at that. Where is this part that I'm supposed to be using? We have this thing. We have this weird donut bit. Where's this stupid like butt crack seat thing? Hmm. I don't think I'm just missing a part. That would be weird. I think it's on an extruded sprue. This, I mean, this is good tube. This is YouTube gold. All right, and this piece is gone. Okay. I'm now just making guesses at which part goes to where, because this is not well labeled. Mm-hmm. We're just gonna go ahead and oof. That's good. Being able to walk's good. Being able to walk's important. Yeah, living is one of the things that definitely makes us human, as opposed to robots. Really hard to determine on these things where the terminus of them is supposed to be compared to the beginning of it. Okay, so we got that. Now we just need to find this stupid seat cushion thing. It's just not on here. Does anyone else see things that says "do not glue" and you're just like, well, now I'm gluing, I'm doing it exclusively because you told me not to. Hmm. Is there even something I could have used that part for? It is amazing that I do not have sponsors with how well this show is doing. You know, you got me mispronouncing. Is this upside down? Wait, does this sit on top? Oh my gosh. Good God, people. What are we doing? Are we madmen? Oh, okay. Whoa, that's a big glob on that one. Some glue on those little bits. For some reason, they're having you glue. Look, this doesn't fit in. It doesn't settle in. It's just like this big, like it sits on there weirdly. So it's got like 15 points of contact. And having a lot of points of contact is nice, but I'd rather just have, one spot where it fits in. Hmm. Yeah, there's a so as you can see here, there's supposed to be like a little seat cushion that they fit into, and I just am not finding that piece anywhere. I only have one sprue remaining. The other screws are completely cleaned out, and it is just not on this sprue. Hmm. This is one of the great mysteries of our time. It's like this and what happened to John Bonet. This is more tragic, though, clearly. A sprue loose. You know what? I'm going to give you points for that. You get a pun point, and that pun point can be redeemed for 1 RP during the crusade at your leisure. I love puns. Save that pun point for when you need it. Okay, well, I guess let's take a look at what's left. Really? So there's not actually that much left after that part. Yeah, celebrate your pun point. I mean, I'm just giving away RP at this point. I'm giving Matt some just for doing well at his golf tournament. And if it gets more puns in the general chat, I'm all for it. We're gonna turn that sucker into a dad joke palooza. And then this kind of these grills go on next. Grills. Do they want you to be able to build this thing? It's hard to tell. I swear, sometimes it feels like they don't. They just want you to get frustrated. really don't understand how those things are supposed to fit together. Feels like it's supposed to fit together via like the power of suggestion. Okay, that doesn't look terrible. Doesn't look good, but it doesn't look terrible. Kind of the Orc Creed, though. Is this upside down? I don't, which makes less sense. I feel like this got like they're like, well, it's an orc, it's orc, so like we can just kind of have it be like kind of slapdash. Like I want it to not look super slapdash, but like choice slapdash. Like I choose to make this look like crap. All right, and now we get the wrecking ball. It came in like a wrecking ball. Man, remember when that song was everywhere? Crazy times. I think I was in college. Am I gonna get DMCA struck for this? I hope so. Because then I can be on one of those really lazy articles on like Kotaku or something where it's just like streamer DMA struck for singing 30 seconds of Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball. Oh, part's coming back to bite me in the ass. Good enough. What the hell is this thing? This is not down there. Oh, son of a. Yeah. Okay. Apparently, as part of getting this dealy booper in here, I fit a little thing on the side. So I can't even put my ball and chain on without having his little seat. Because I'm at a dead end. I'm ballless, guys. I have no balls. I like that, just a kick in the head. This guy's got a complicated job, though. If he is supposed to be simultaneously shooting a gun and working the crank dually bopper, that's a lot. That's a lot you're asking that one guy to do. No, but I like the ball and chain. That's the problem. I dig it. I dig it. Even though I believe that they are asking that work too much. Ball and chain. Wee. Obligatory. That's usually what I call my wife. Jokes that were old, even when they were old. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna do it poorly. We are going to kind of we're gonna freelance this thing. We're just gonna kind of go crazy. Take this guy. We're gonna cut his head off. We're gonna put his head on. I don't know if you guys have dogs, but their ability to just kind of get into places is unparalleled. There's no parallel for it. They just it's like a perpendicular line. Even though he does not have a seat, he's just going to kind of he's going to be standing and drive while they're driving, which is not safe and I do not encourage. We're taking a principled stand here at Glued Hand Hobbying against people standing up in a car. Don't do it. Standing up in a car is how Kennedy got killed. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Well, I mean, if he was sitting down, then the second shooter wouldn't have been able to get him. Speaking of insane conspiracy theories, did you see that 9/11 truthers kind of had like a moment in the sun? I haven't seen that one in a long time. Yeah, some guy was on the news saying that, 9/11 was an inside job. It was like a real guy too, like not like one of those kooks they bring out in order to make other lunatics seem normal. Okay. Now we are going to gently place this gentleman of the night, wink, into here. He is going to have to like kind of float, I guess, because he doesn't really fit. Oh yeah, this is a masterpiece, gang. Okay. Oh, I gotta put a stand on this thing's butt or something. Oh my gosh, why is there like 6 parts to this? This is like the fiddliest. This is far too fiddly for orcs. Everything in orcs should just be like, you know, not fiddly. Yeah, I don't think green stuffing Kennedy's skull back together would help. But maybe, you never know. We can always go dig old Jack Kennedy up and see if it helps. Okay, this is going poorly. Okay, there we go. Now we got that part that I already broke once fixed. Come on. Okay, that part is done and fixed-ish. Now I can get the ball and chain on. Maybe. Okay. Let that cure. We're on the home stretch, gang. Home stretch. We can do this. Okay. If I ever have to build another truck, it's going to be too soon. I hate this. Like, I would literally change list designs in order to not build another one of these things. It's not as bad, I'm being unfair. It's not as bad as like Nis Hunters. Not as bad as Nis Hunters. And I'm sure like all three of you guys could be like, you don't know what pain is. You don't know. You don't remember. You weren't alive when we had to build models using like bullet shell casings and sweat or whatever it is old people said. Ha ha! Boom! I got the little fiddly flicky thing on. Hell yeah. Nothing can stop me now. Except for inertia and the inevitability of death. Come on. Here, damn you. Great tube. Now that I'm a bona fide content creator, I have the ability to determine what is good and what is not good tube. This, friends, is good tube. Or maybe not. You know what? This sad, janky ass orc is as good as it's gonna get. He's got one arm, one leg, and a pang of sadness in his eyes. I'm just gonna glue this gun to his head. Okay. Oh, he is trapped now. Okay. There's just gonna be a ah. Oh, there's just gonna be a little orc stuck in there now. A little armless, headless orc, just living his best life, trying to get through the day. He's a dreamer, aren't we all? Let's get this wrecking ball on here, and we're gonna call it a night because I think the on ramps look stupid. Come on, fit in there, you fiddly bitch. Fudge. Well, that went poorly. Okay, well, on that note, tune in next week. I'm gonna build some Space Marines. Have a good night, y'all. Oh, also like and subscribe and turn the bell on. Apparently, that's what you're supposed to say at the end of these things. And uh, this video has been brought to you by um, Raid Shadow Legends, if that's still around. And then what's the other one? Squarespace? Yeah, sure. Make a Squarespace. They're like commerce stuff now or some shit. Have a good night, y'all.